and 3, still with 1 match to play. VP, of course, still looking for a win. This is going to be their final match in the group stage, barring any tiebreakers, of course. What do you think? This is the first time we personally get to cast T1 in both VP. What are your initial thoughts on them? And having casted them, do you have any surprises from them, Pi?
No, it's kind of what I expected. Like, the games I've seen VP win, they end up with refresher orbs and BKBs. And they were almost there. And every T1 game I've seen, they go crazy and they dive. And sometimes they win and sometimes they lose. So, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of comments refer to the T1 playstyle as quote-unquote caveman Dota, just kind of run at you, especially with Primal Beast, of course, being more suited from that era. It has been some pretty fun Dota to watch, right? Are you expecting any drafting adjustments here from VP now that we are underway with the draft compared to what they banned in Game 1?
I mean, we'll see. Let's see this Primal here, because they banned Shadow Fiend again on T1, right? Yeah, so let's see if they get rid of Primal or if they don't care. Otherwise, like, you have to respect Slark and Faceless Void. Like, when you give those as the last pick, I don't know if you should do that.
Okay, and for now, of course, Marcy needing to be contested in every series. After the first round of games, or about halfway through, because they don't all end succinctly, I was looking at stats, and still that hero 100% picked and banned, at least throughout the start of the day and all day yesterday. Do you think, I mean, is this hero going to be contested in every single draft here at TI, assuming that there's no balance patch?
I mean, there's going to come a point in, like, playoffs where people will give it, most likely. I mean, I think it will be banned a lot, though. It will be almost 100% pick/ban, most likely. You never know for sure, though, but
yep.
That's what I expect.
Yeah, there's always a couple of hidden gems in the meta that teams tend to discover as the event goes on, right? And, well, for T1, that hidden gem is not so hidden because they first picked it basically every single draft in which it's not banned against them, and that'll be the Primal Beast.
Man, I wish... That looks nice, though, to lay down on the floor like that. Okay, yeah, Primal Beast.
Getting ready.
No, I was just thinking back to when I was a TI. If I could lay down on the floor sometimes, that would have been really nice. Anyway, yeah, Primal Beast expected. They give him the Lina treatment, but as you said, right, that Zephyr also sometimes plays this Primal.
Yep.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
We'll see. Like, maybe Thompson doesn't want to play this matchup. I'm not sure, though. Like, maybe he can. Maybe it's fine.
Yeah, he really, squeezed every single bit of aggression out of that hero in the first 15 to 20 minutes of that last game. I think maybe he's rearing to go at it a second time. Lina, potentially the matchup in the mid lane. We should mention, though, that this hero is starting to get picked up a lot more and played as a position 1, and I guess more importantly, laning as a position 1, right? That's a little bit more relevant there. So still some flexibility here within the VP draft. I believe I also saw some core Tiny earlier today. So we're seeing that still in the mid lane. I think it was even Thompson when they were playing their previous series versus Xtreme. Of course, I don't know if that one's within VP's wheelhouse.
T1's turn to ban.
T1. Ooh, okay. The mid lane Invoker, likely, of course, for Thompson.
Yeah.
Are you upset with this matchup if you're Lina here? Are VP going to be looking to maybe punish this, or are they going to go ahead and run that Lina mid, you reckon?
I think they'll let a few more picks play out, because I think Lina is fine versus... It is annoying, though. Like, if this is a position 4 Primal Beast, and you're playing versus Invoker mid with Lina, like, you could get absolutely rotated on. And so it could get rough, but I still think it's playable for Lina.
Yeah. Well, for now, here you can see Thompson with the Dutch angle getting ready to go. He's probably locked in his hero, and... I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of YouTube highlights of this guy as well on the hero, so I'm sure it's going to be a banger of a series no matter what. That does call into question, of course, where this Primal is going to end up laning. Like we said already, Cuckoo and Zephyr have not shied away from the hero, so T1 still very flexible with at least that Primal pick.
Yeah, I mean, I expect it to be position 4, but if it gets a good matchup as offlane, maybe just play it like that.
Something else that I think is a little bit interesting was when I was looking at what teams tend to ban against Virtus.pro, it's generally been the Beastmaster. DM has been quick to pick it up if it's available, and for, I believe, half of the drafts that VP have participated in, the Beastmaster's been banned against them, sometimes even in first phase. But they actually turned to ban it themselves. So I wonder if what that means. Also taking, of course, out the Lone Druid, which they also used to ban against Liquid.
Yeah, no, it makes sense when you think about it, right? Like Slark and Faceless Void being the most popular carries for like the past 2 months, 3 months. Beastmaster does really well against those two, I believe. So like prioritizing that pick. But yeah, it is interesting that VP banned it out. So I'm wondering, instead, do they want a Slark? Like what do they want?
A Doom ban. All of a sudden, the hero going from not contested in day one in the first opening games of the TI Last Chance qualifiers to being contested twice, this time even banned. So they don't want DM to have a recovery mechanism built in, at least one as simple as Doom's.
Yeah.
Like you said, whenever you've seen them play, it was with refreshers, BKBs, sheep sticks, and, well, now you're not going to be able to farm that up with Devour, Midas.
Yeah. No, it was probably quite frustrating last game, where you know, like, you've locked them out of the map almost completely, but there's still this Doom just camping. He's just sitting in this tier 2 tower, farming at 500 GPM. So just get rid of him.
Pressing 2 buttons a minute.
Yeah.
And still getting equal farm to not quite cuckoo, but definitely getting more than he deserves out of the map.
Yeah,
being
for sure.
extra efficient with that. So that probably means that T1 are going to maybe look to play the tempo game. You know, if you're getting rid of these heroes with recovery mechanisms or scarier late games, then maybe you want to beat them quicker. As Cuckoo's LC is going to get banned out. Definitely one of the more snowbally offlaners.
Yeah. No, I'm really curious what they're thinking to play as their carry here on VP. With that, because, yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously Cuckoo can play Beastmaster. I'm pretty sure he can play most heroes. But that's not what I would expect him to end up on here. Okay, Silencer.
I like the Silencer early. He usually puts a big stop to any early aggression. It's a hero that is heavily countered by literally almost every single item that you can build. And a lot of neutral items as well. Some tier 2s, some tier 3s and 4s having dispels built in with Flicker, Witchbane, and I forgot the name of the mini Cyclone one. So with time, he does feel a little bit weaker, but global early with nothing to dispel it and an Arcane Curse against an Invoker, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it is annoying for sure, but at the same time, it's not the strongest hero, especially in lane. Okay, yeah, they just hit him with the Furion again. So now, like, because Silencer doesn't really do anything. Let's say it's Furion Primal Beast here. It's quite easy to just die also to this Primal Beast. When he hits level 3, you're just walking meat, walking gold.
Yeah, and even Lina might be kind of appearing there, especially as with the Nature's Prophet pick, unless we're going to see like a carry NP or a support NP. Probably for Cuckoo, we'll get more information here. Okay, now I'm not so sure, right? Because Talbson did play mid-ench, I think, yesterday. I saw a flurry of comments on that. But with the Invoker in the lineup, that's almost certainly his, right?
Yeah, no, it's mid-Invoker and then White One on Ench and Zephyr playing the Primal. 99% sure. Now they're just gonna pick Anna's here.
They're having a laugh.
They're
about
laughing
something.
though. Like maybe
Yeah.
Anna will just play Ench. Honestly, it is play. Like you can't do it.
Get the Sproink eggs up and
Yeah,
running. And
they're laughing
be
a little too
untouchable.
much.
Charles, they're definitely very comfortable after what was, like you say, a pretty frustrating game when you've got to be concerned with refreshers and buybacks and double BKBs, double hexes, double dooms. But the way that they ended last game ended up basically perfect according to plan. They're in good spirits here.
Yeah.
No one eliminated from groups, but both of these teams, of course, vying to get maximum points to make sure they can start in that upper bracket for the last chance qualies.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see the matchups coming up soon, right? The group's finishing out here.
Are you tempted to run this Lina safe lane now, or is like the Primal Beast you just onslaughting in too much of a concern to set up kills for you?
No, you just run it mid for sure, especially when you already pick Silencer.
Double range lane probably wouldn't do much to stop the Primal, but maybe a CK can sustain a little bit more and pull in an NP to dish out some damage of his own.
Yeah, he can try, and he can also like stop the Primal from going crazy, right? When he starts walking around.
Right, yeah, that's super important, right? Just having a casual stun. I think that's why Morph lanes have tended to be picked quite a bit into Primal. Sven as well, I've seen as a solution with an earlier point in the stun to just get rid of him.
Yeah.
And increase the gap. Yeah, that's been always a good solution.
I'm really liking T1's draft so far, though. They have a lot of like the lanes on the, like by themselves look good, but they also have these nice like Primal has easy rotations mid. You don't feel too bad, and then like eventually Prophet can also TP mid. Like they can just bring Ench rotating mid. They can just bring 3-4 heroes to the mid lane in like 20 seconds, and that is not nice when you're a Lina. And then I'm just looking at this silencer, right? And I don't know how he responds to anything. Like just Enchantress picking up a big neutral creep, right? Like he can't even win that fight. Can't even beat the creep.
And that's the interaction I was bringing up, right? You spoke about 20 heroes coming mid. I'm thinking about 20 creeps coming mid, right? Whereas last game, the T1 supports were great for the kill potential. They didn't really bring a whole lot of push on themselves, and Cuckoo was off kind of farming and getting gold and, you know, farming their own side of the map. This time around, though, with Ench, like you say, grabbing a big creep and Cuckoo joining with a Primal Beast support that can frontline and just onslaught in without having to be too concerned for his well-being because he's support, the push is way faster from T1. They've got some serious objective taking this time around.
Yeah. No, for sure. So we'll see the carry too.
VP, they've got some pretty good wave clear just within the Lina. Their pickoff potential could be very strong with the Tiny looking for tossbacks as well. So
yeah, I mean, so far I honestly don't have that many positives for the VP. Like they're heroes, like the Lina. If they don't manage to rotate on Lina, she should get really fat. And if Ramses is like gets his last hits, like the Chaos Knight does fine versus Prophet, especially a little later when you get more points in your lifesteal. And it can also go the other way, you're right, with the Tiny rotating faster and killing this Invoker. So like they have a few things going on. But maybe they have a cool last pick coming out too. Like we don't know.
Yeah. I think that's going to need to be something to tie together the draft and the playstyle here for VP. Because especially like an early blink this game for Tiny could be a bit of a game changer. You've got three really great, tossback targets on Invoker, NP, and Ench that I'm seeing. But of course, that all starts from the lane, right? At Tiny, he can, as most heroes for sure, but he can feel super bad playing from behind. Basically, just a little AoE stun is all he offers. And of course, with your silencer to fall back on, without a blink, it leaves you with barely any playmaking potential. How comes the PA?
Okay. It's okay, I guess.
This is a hero that got like consecutive buffs and a couple items that buffed her that really made her popular, and then nerfed pretty heavily. It was like tier 1 material for a while, and then after a couple of patches, she's still strong, but not as strong as she used to be, terrorizing pubs.
I wonder if you just go for like an Underlord here. He can, because he can like respond easily with his ultimate, like join up when they dive. Should do well in lane. I don't know.
Along similar lines, would you also like something like a Dawnbreaker, who can respond as well globally, some heals, you know, a melee laner, very tanky into the PA?
Yeah, it's interesting. And he also, he's a bit of a Timbersaw player too, right? I don't see it banned, so I would assume it's one of those heroes getting picked up.
I like the concept of mobility. And it is the Timber, there you go. There you go. Good call here. And that's going to be something to, of course, abuse the very weak laning stage that PAs are going to be notable for.
Yeah. I mean, PA has a lot of damage, and she has easy skill to last it with, so usually she's fine, but it's the same with Timber, right? Like, eventually, when he gets 2 or 3 points in armor, he just starts right-clicking you, and then when he hits 6, it gets really difficult to stay there.
And I think we're in for a pretty exciting early game, I guess, right out of the lanes. As soon as Timber hits 6, as you're saying, and PA gets booted to the jungle, tower eventually taken. I'm looking at like maybe 9 to 15 minutes, right, where this Timber and Tiny probably go hunting into the jungle. Whitemon and probably Zephyr going to be looking to stand in their way and kick off some fights to allow Cuckoo to TP in. Like, I could see things getting really, really, really scrappy here, like very quickly out of the laning stage. And that personally quite excites me for, if nothing else, a very entertaining game too.
Yeah. No, I think DM has potential there to like have a really cool Timber game. Lots of farm and big impact.
What's going to be like the biggest problem for him? Like, what's like the biggest hurdle for him to get over, other than maybe, yeah, of course, getting the experience he needs to get up to level 6? But is he concerned at all for like the control of a Quaswex Invoker, burning his mana?
No, for sure. It's just the entire like, because if they get all the rotations working out, the Primal goes mid, they kill this Lina, Urn charges come up. Like the Invoker is kind of free farming there. He gets a Spirit Vessel, then like the whole lineup can just collapse from VP. So yeah, there are things to be scared of, but there's also potential to have a really nice game.
And now the most important question here, Pi. Who's going to be the first player with a triple kill this match?
Who could it be? I'm not sure. Let's say DM, the Timbersaw.
You know, I was also thinking DM myself, but I'll be a little bit of a Topson fan. I'll select Topson myself. I want to see some Raging Fury Invoker here.
All right, all right. Okay, smoke on smoke here at the start. Oh my god, what will happen?
Yeah. Oh no, they're going all the way around each other. Yeah, seems to be the case. I think VP's, their smoke didn't break. I think it just timed out as they smoked earlier out of the fountain. That's going to allow T1 to pass by unnoticed here. They'll get a really deep ward in and maybe start getting a good idea if there's any stacks operating here. Try and contest.
30 seconds to battle.
VP, of course, they're not completely unaware. They definitely know something's up. They didn't see anyone in the enemy triangle, and they got a free ward down as well. But as to where the enemies are actually hiding, well, T1's going to get the first glimpse of an enemy hero.
Yeah, I don't think they knew, though. They definitely didn't know there were 5 heroes up there. But...
We'll take a look as VP holding the Radiant high ground. Cuckoo doing a good job here scouting with the Treants.
Yeah, very
that'll
nice
give them
treants.
enough. Yeah, that'll give them enough of information for them to feel comfortable with the jump. Arcane Curse. Trample actually still comes up by Zephyr. Okay. A little bit of extra damage, but otherwise just some spells tossed, some stick charges gained, and everyone's healthy and off to lane they go.
Okay.
This kind of feels like a lot of what this laning stage is going to be. If Zephyr can just get on top of Hakoda, just a lot of Hakoda getting smacked by the Primal Beast.
Yeah, and I mean, they're all... Both carries are showing up late to lane here, so the off-laner should have a really good time.
Mid lane, though, off to a decent start. GPK is going to shove the creeps under tower, making it slightly difficult for Topson to deal with, but he does very well under tower here. Actually, no, he doesn't get any of the
last
pardon.
hits.
No last hits.
At least full experience, though.
Radiant's courier has been killed. No, you don't.
It's always a problem here. Usually, Invoker's able to out-sustain a lot of harass-heavy enemy mid laners, but the damage for not going for those exhort orbs, pardon, is where he tends to struggle.
You can see a funny thing here. Yamich is pulling the lane, and Whitebone is pulling the creeps.
Oh, and you got the range creep.
Yeah.
Tossing the avalanche over. Good deny. However, how is this affecting the two side laners? Ana and DM just high-fiving in the meantime. They're having a good time.
Yeah. It's gonna get the lane in a slightly better position, but nothing too much.
So tell me, what's the idea behind a lane pool? You know, you're very high on our rank 150, position 5. What's the idea here, and why is Yamich or Whitemon? Why are they so keen to contest each other?
No, it's just... It's a big part is switching where the creeps meet up. Like, you want the creeps next to the tower for your Timbersaw. And it's also just not a nice lane at the start here. Level 1 Timber, level 1 Tiny versus the Ange and the PA. It's just not very pleasant. So even though things got crazy, I'm pretty sure this is still pretty good for VP. Like, all these creeps pushing in.
It is 2 full waves for Ana, though. Yamich was really unable, of course, being a melee slow hero with no armor, so unable to really contest. And Whitemon now doing double duty here as he harasses. But it looks like already in position is Yamich ready to skip another wave. But Ana's going to get 2 full waves, 3 almost under tower.
I mean, it's too many waves, to be honest. You're gonna take a lot of damage.
We'll see how many of these he can get. There's a flag bearer creep as well pushing on in. Tier 1 tower taking chip damage as Ana's tanking just a bit.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Melee hero though, so he's got that damage block built in. He's taking a lot of... He's only got 3 stick charges here. In the meantime, Whitemon's kind of doing some 1v2 work, especially with the Harpy Stormcrafter on his side.
Yeah, they're being a little too weird and scared of VP. Like, just farm it. Farm this. Get level 3 on Timber here.
Such a big wave. I mean, look, that's a healing salve committed there by Ana. Yamich, yeah, he's going to use the avalanche to cancel it and even get a deny off in the midst of this. As Whitemon's got to pull the creeps off the tower. Last hitting beats this far behind. I don't know why. I tend to see this much more on on Dire side than I do on Radiant.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, especially before it was easier to pull when you were Radiant. They made it a bit more even now, though.
with the entertaining laning phase. DM getting a bit aggressive here. Max stacks of level 2 reactive armor is now 20. Of course, those numbers slightly adjusted, so Not to worry, he's not in a completely unkillable state right now. But bottom lane, no, they refuse to let it settle into normalcy. DM's going to pull another wave, but let's look at some other lanes, shall we?
Yeah. Yeah, Ramses Viper is pushing in their top lane. I think it should be free now for... Preferably you want level 3 on Viper, on Primal before you rotate. Okay, Tiny going mid actually.
Oh yeah? This could be big. There's an avalanche. And enough mana for the toss back. Underneath the tower goes Thompson. They're going to fortify the Dire Wave, and Thompson is going to be killed off. Good Ghost Walk invoked, but not fast enough there, or even faster, I should say, was Yamich on the Sentry Ward, as they also get a kill top lane.
Under the tower.
Wow.
Very unfortunate. Like VP, this is a dream start for them right here.
Things looking pretty good for VP, like you say. The only one to start suffering slightly is DM with all these wave shenanigans. As far as levels, he's a whole level behind Ana, thanks to Whitemon kind of leaving the lane, but he's about to get some creeps under his tower now that there's double ranged, so he'll get a little bit more experience for himself.
Yeah. No, it's getting real awkward, because right now, VP in their safe lane with Sakoda and Ramses, they can just go on this Prophet, I think. Okay, Zephyr at least hit level 3, so now his trample deals some damage.
Pretty significant. Having the Arcane Curse as a move speed slows is real nice to have in this specific interaction, as well as, of course, the casual stun from CK, right? So I just feel like Zephyr might struggle a little bit to get some action up here in the top lane, but so long as he protects Cuckoo and is able to, get him some creeps, he'd be happy.
I mean,
6-minute rune time.
Yeah, I get this Timbersaw pick more and more now too, because it definitely frees up the Tiny. Like the Tiny is just camping mid. Like maybe they'll get him again here.
Oh, yeah, the toss back successful. Laguna Blade, not enough damage actually there. It's Thompson so far alive. The onslaught ought to condemn Yamich, and the Cold Snap will do just that.
Oh my God.
And a kill there. Look at that on the GPK. As Whitemon and Zephyr both rotate on through.
But he threw the Dragon Slave and got Thompson.
He did. Did he get XP for it?
Yeah.
He did, right? Yeah, because he died after. And neither mid laner alive to claim the 6-minute power rune is going to leave, of course, probably the rotations a little bit more static. But Thompson not too displeased by that. They did really... they've been nerfing Urn a little bit consistently. The most recent nerf was a cast range nerf.
Oh my God, GPK is getting the haste runner. Wow, that's...
Wow.
Zephyr should definitely pick that up.
Yeah, I guess instead he's planted this deep ward here behind the tower, so maybe they're going to be looking to make some aggressive moves with that vision. Cuckoo top lane, though, in some trouble as the Chaos Bolt's going to connect. Arcane Curse on top of the last word, and that's an easy kill for Ramses. His second kill there in the laning phase.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Okay, going on Tiny mid there, but there's a Lina with haste behind you.
Yeah, Whitemon going to struggle. Good toss back, actually, as Laguna Blade off cooldown already. He's going to condemn Whitemon. Having to fight the tomato creep instead, however, should get Zephyr out of here in time and safely.
Yeah, very interesting build on the Lina. 2 points in Fire Soul, no points in his stun. Quite cool. DM is having a dream game here, hitting 6. Ana might die, or he has to get out somehow.
Not enough mana right now for the Timbersaw is the only downside, but of course he can continue to tank tower. He can continue to just run at Ana for as long as he pleases here, essentially, with Vanguard already online. And he's gonna do just that. Timber Chain at the ready. Oh, there's also a Chakram good to go. What is the DM going to choose to do here? In all, though, it's annoying for Ana, isn't it? As he's not really getting too much free CS under here, at least as much as he'd like. And the entire time, tower taking chip damage as DM tanks for the wagon. It still has vision of him as well. He's pulled the creep on over. Tower's not going to kill the wagon. It needed that third shot in, and DM Peck still to maxed reactive armor stacks.
Yeah, Ana is managing to get as much as possible here, though. So.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, honestly, but I think this tower's going to go here with the first wagon, by the looks of things.
No, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, mid lane, though, is where T1 have focused their attention. They're going to leave Ana to fend for himself. And maybe look for more kills here. I don't think Lina, yeah, she's already moving into the jungle, but T1 have her underneath the ward, so they know that Yamich is quite isolated. They've yet to see an LSA yet, and they won't, as there's still no skill point in it. In goes Thompson, looking for his first 2 earn charges.
Oh, TP mid on GPK.
They're going in, actually, onto GPK, who lives. Wand charges and the infused raindrops. The toss actually puts Cuckoo under the tower. GPK can't do much, though, as of course, without a stun and with no mana. He doesn't want to be here. Hakoda TP's in, but he's actually going to die. So Thompson, at the end of the day, gets his earn charges, still does lose his Primal Beast, but might look to pick up a tower in the meantime.
Yeah, and you can see Ana poking up his face here, showing up to the mid lane.
is under attack.
This is good though. The good though that they're picking up this tower because the game is spiraling a little bit out of control there. They definitely needed this.
Primal. Top lane with the onslaught. Tower mid's going to fall, but Ramses, is he going to go with it? Looking for the TP out, and without the point in Pulverize, he's off and away. No crits out from Ana. And now we finally do have the point in LSA here for GPK at level 8. He's lost his mid-tier 1 tower with essentially 1 siege. That's how powerful the push is really threatening from T1. But DM, pardon me, is completely free. I think he's possibly gotten the best start he could have hoped for, to be honest.
Yeah, he's extremely farmed. And I don't see how you stop him. Like, and he's gonna go for the tier 2 tower. He was tipping down at Cuckoo. I don't know. Can you stop? Can you stop this, or are you just gonna feed?
They're at least gonna get 1 tool in their belt, as unfortunately, who would have thought? Timbersaw cuts down trees. Cuckoo, not a big fan of this. Yep, he's gonna at least clear a wave and then get out safely. He does take down that wagon, and that was crucial. But top lane, they're gonna lose Whitemon, and maybe now Ana in trouble as Ramses got the Phantasm Illusions. There's a pretty good Wrath of Nature, but Ana, he needs more support, and there's simply none of it in time. Zephyr maybe in range with an onslaught, but wouldn't have really changed the outcome of that.
Yep, no, VP playing really well. This mid tower going down, it's very hard to stop when T1 commit every hero for it, so kinda just have to deal with that. But everything else they should be extremely happy with.
I wonder what if DM's gonna try and get another wagon onto that tower bottom as one's marching down in the lane. He's gonna let this tower die or let this tower creep. I'm just always thinking about tower pushes for DM. Top lane though, Hakoda is gonna die, free kill for Ana. This Invoker almost had a full vessel and needs about another 2 creep waves worth of gold more for the recipe. But that'll be maybe a tool in their tool belt to actually deal with this Timbersaw, or at least push him away from the tower that he's been constantly shoving in.
Yeah, give them some potential to kill him.
Smoke though from T1. Looks like they're gonna make a play onto the Lina. Ice wall. Oh, they look like they tried to push him into it with the onslaught, but they actually didn't get off the trample. The toss back to the creep wave, but not out of range there for the Pulverize. Thompson is gonna get the kill, but not before the Laguna Blade at least comes out in his dying breath. GPK turns and will zap the Primal Beast. Arcane Curse, not enough damage from it to secure the kill. And it's gonna be 2 more charges in the urn then for the Invoker.
Yeah, the EM is doing his thing in the bottom lane.
Yeah, he is. Needs to start tanking for it. I don't know, can you tank a tier 2 tower with Vanguard and level 2 reactive?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you can, but you'll take damage.
Yeah, and now he's gonna regen up and let the creeps do the work for him. A scan on scan action here as T1 turn their heads towards bottom lane. VP as well, rotating some supports in and are looking to try and establish a foothold here. Hakoda with a nice ward as well. He is going to ping towards the mid lane, but and even plants a ward here in between tier 1 and tier 2. So I think VP with their wards kind of, showing us what they want their next moves to be.
Yeah. Cuckoo not having that dream game. I'm pretty sure he's been very farmed every other Furion game he's played. In this game, there's not really any space for him. At least not yet. He's going for a Falcon Blade. Quite strange.
I guess just a stat-efficient item, right, for the money, and in hopes that it'll keep him alive a bit longer to do some fighting.
Yeah, I guess.
I generally don't see that one either. I was looking through some of the Cuckoo games. It's been a hero that he's been spamming quite a bit in pubs on his Dota 2 Pro tracker, but let's see if I can pull up what his builds have been. Sometimes an early BKB, sometimes Maelstrom, but of course those are pub games, and this is a little bit of a different setting. Especially when you've had it as difficult to the laning stage as he has. Not every game, like you're saying, you see a Nature's Prophet core at the bottom
smoking here.
Tables.
Finding the timing.
And that's the reveal of the vessel. Cuckoo as well getting involved in the kill. And look how T1 are playing, right? Complete opposite side of the map as Ana. So they're buying him a lot of time. And his laning stage wasn't that bad. He did a real commendable job, I have to say. And this Battle Fury is going to be very well timed.
Yeah. No, he's definitely, like, having Ana up here in the net worth with a Phantom Assassin, it's like you're still feeling like you're playing a Dota game now. Like, you're okay. And Thompson, like, not having the best game, but he's still doing okay.
He's chugging along nicely, and soon that Midas is going to end his inventory. GPK making sure he gets the kill, committing for the Laguna Blade on the Primal, who had about 10 HP at the time. And over in the jungle, an Arcane Curse, likely not to save Hakoda, but maybe teammates will. Ramses and GPK,
good. And
now DM. Yep, the Laguna Blade, sorry, make that the LSA is going to miss. But GPK doesn't with his auto attacks. 2 kills for him.
Okay, so, no, because my biggest question here is, like, how do you make yourself useful as a Furion here? So he bought his Falcon Blade and is queuing up a mech. So I was thinking kind of something similar, like maybe instead of the Falcon Blade even you go for a Vladimir, like you try to get Wraith Pact, get some sort of teamfight items.
Go for a couple of the auras. Yeah, maybe even, oh, well, hold on. As Yamich, saved by the LSA momentarily, fighting through this one, would have died to the Vessel anyway, just trying to do some lasting damage, maybe giving them an opening to turn, but no, such opening exists. Thompson simply secures the kill, and there's the first point, second to now make it in Exort. So he's starting this transition, and fairly standard Quaswex opening into Hand of Midas, into points in Exort, so good stuff there out from Thompson.
Yeah. No, his game is pretty good, and it would have been even better if not for that. Like, it's already annoying to play versus Lina, but then you get that tiny rotation once. And it's really annoying. But he should be feeling happy. Like, the only one who's struggling is the Furion. Everyone else is kind of getting what they want.
Yep, and of course this entire time, right, Ana did get his about 13-minute or so Battle Fury, so in the background he's going to continue farming. Just keep your eye on his net worth as that continues to climb. Big pull action down bottom, though, for Hakoda. Is not going to save him here. Again, gets off a last word. Arcane Curse. He's going to die here. And kill goes toward Thompson. What do you think Thompson's item is going to be here, by the way? I only ask because a lot of the times with this build, you generally see him eventually get into the Egg Scepter.
Oh, wait, look at this Cuckoo being...
Yeah, once again, same as before, right?
Oh, he only got one camp, though. They got the Ancients.
Oh, he actually didn't get the hard camp either, unfortunately. Looks like he microed them away.
Alright, not that cool, though.
Yeah, well, good effort.
Thompson's item build? Yeah, I'm not sure. Midas, and then what does it people do? Do we still go Ags?
Sometimes
Probably
Ags,
not.
that's what I was... Yeah, not in this game, right? That's what I was thinking. The setup is almost non-existent, it seems like.
Yeah, maybe more of a BKB, Blink, Shivas, or Hex, something like that.
I was thinking along similar lines. We'll see what he decides to queue up, but he's almost got enough money now for that Hand of Midas. We haven't spoken much, pardon me, about Ramses here either. He just got his Echo Saber delivered, and maybe Thompson's here to deliver him some death, but a global from Hakoda to turn this. Yamich, he's still 1k away from the Blink Dagger, so the follow-up is a bit lacking, but they'll at least be able to follow up now onto Zephyr. That's a Blink Dagger for GPK, by the way. As he blinks in to be in range for the LSA, they'll take down Whitemon and Zephyr, and that'll send Thompson scattering. That is not something I expected from this mid lane Lina. It's a spellcaster Lina then, is it?
Yeah, it is. He's, I mean, I don't know. I've tried to do this twice in pubs now, the spellcasting Lina. And, yeah, I don't think I've quite done the correct build, so I'm interested to see, like, a real Lina player do it.
Yeah, and we'll see how that one turns out for him. I like how you say a real Lina player.
Well, I can play position 5 Lina, but you don't get to get that many items. I have one game, you know, I get Ags and stuff, but he's going early Blink, going early Ag Shard, which I think is correct, and then he has queued up a Glimmer Cape, so I'm just very interested to see how he does this.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, the support Lina used to be a much better thing back when she had that cast range on LSA, but then all those got removed, and we basically said goodbye to Lina for a while. Returning now, of course, as one of the predominant mid laners at the moment. Hakoda, top lane. That's another item we don't see a ton of. This casual Medallion of Courage for the Ench, as Zephyr's going to go ahead and onslaught in for the kill.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, VP are kind of AFK right now. They're just... Everyone's just trying to get items.
AFK farming, and lots of vision as well in this bottom lane. Like, they've got wards set up to make moves, but not really on that side of the map. And now, over on their side of the map is where we're going to likely see Ramses just die. That's an early jump in there from Ana as well, who gets involved. Kill goes to Zephyr.
Yeah. No, it's because every core on VP, it's just been farming, right? And it can be fine, but like you'll get a later dagger on the Tiny for sure, because he's also been trying a bit to farm to get a dagger. Yeah. And then like, wow, is the Silencer supposed to like make moves? I don't know.
Yeah, well, he's been making space at least, and I guess giving intel whenever enemy heroes charge into him to kill him. And that's about space enough here for DM to get his item online. That's a Lotus Orb. He actually did a cool little trick where you disassemble the Vanguard. Yeah. So he's going to hold on to this VIP booster later. Might turn into an Aeon Disc at some stage of the game. But for now, of course, he's going to be going for other items.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely learned something. Oh, wait, they have a smoke coming here. Let's see. No dagger on Tiny yet, though, so...
I was about to say, we're so close to this dagger. Instead, it's just Blink and Aether Lens on lead up, but that's a catch. Oh, but not if Topson lifts you all. Yamich is down a bit sooner, but likely won't change the course of this one. They are going to be swiftly rebuked as Kuku TP's on almost no
mech,
HP.
though. Is mech, can he get it off?
The mech doesn't get off, and GPK blinks away in time. The global silence to cover his retreat, and at least it's something here for VP.
Yeah, but this Phantom Assassin is becoming quite scary. Top net worth, and like I don't see how you stop her. Like she's gonna get exactly whatever she wants.
So looking good right now for T1. I think, especially as you say, with BKB, Deso, and then soon this Ag Shard applying the break and a percentage-based damage online shortly. That is going to start tearing through some of these very, very tanky heroes.
Yeah.
But Yamich, we'll see what can change for him. He's hoping to get a bounty. Oh, he gets a bounty. That's almost enough money now for his Blink Dagger, but he still needs a couple more creeps. I was expecting the smoke on the Blink. I thought he even had Blink.
Yeah.
I'm glad you corrected me there.
No, I mean, you expect that smoke to come with the Blink, but they only smoked 3 heroes, and yeah, I don't know, that was a very optimistic smoke. PA already had BKB, like, I think they should be happy that they ran into Topson and not Ana. I killed them all.
And now it's T1 who decides to make a 3-man smoke play. They're going to catch a glimpse here of DM, but he's actually going to Timber Chain away, because of course now you can hear the onslaught noise from Fog. One of the biggest nerfs, I think, to Primal, but I think a fair one. Ward from Whiteman. It's VP looking to defend. There's a Tiny with Blink Dagger on his courier coming his way, but it's not going to be here for this fight, at least the start of it. As Whiteman is going to be killed off. Kill goes towards Hakoda. Zephyr is camping a pretty interesting spot here. Looking to turn now, especially with Ana. He's going to get out Alacrity and BKB. The damage, not nearly enough, but as soon as he comes out of Phantasm, he is nuked down. Ana looking for a second. Doesn't have a basher yet, so DM is able to escape with Timber Chain for the time being. But now, Yamich, oh, Blink's still on courier for this fight. So frustrating for VP. What could have been?
No, for sure. And very good by T1 to back off there and not go for more. I feel like their style would be to kind of overplay their hand there and maybe feed, but they play discipline, BKB runs out and they back off. And yeah, this PA, I don't know, she's just... Topsing has put the Alacrity on her and she's gonna have her death so soon, yeah. Like people, like you see that Chaos Knight, right? It's a strength carry. Oh.
Zephyr chased. Just a kill on a support if they can muster it, and Arcane Curse will get the job done.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of wondering, like, they need some way to dispel this Ana hero, right? If he's got this bonus attack speed from Phantom Strike on top of Alacrity, like, oh my goodness, I don't want to be fighting him.
Yeah.
But then he's got BKB. Like, what do you do?
No, because it's getting to that point. Like, usually when you're Timber or Chaos Knight, right, you can play a little more in the front. But I don't think Ana cares who he goes on. He'll go on anyone and they'll die. And that's it's very hard to play versus a PA when the game is in that stage.
They've even, you know, Kuku has stepped in, especially compared to last game, right? He's stepped into a much more support-focused role. Is now going for that Vlad's offering, but wanted the mech up first, so he can always TP in and provide some immediate burst heals. And early on, that mechanism can really do a lot to turn a fight.
Yeah. No, I think this is what you have to do. There's not enough farm on the map for him to also get stuff. So yeah, you just do this. Just have a mech. And yeah, you're looking kind of like a position 5 Furion, but I think it's fine.
I agree. I think it's just fine, especially because now as Topson becomes a bit greedier on the Exort Invoker, he's got BOTs,
okay,
and then
look at the smoke here now. Blink Dagger, can they get him? No, he gets the BKB off.
In time. And now what? Now what? That's the Blink reveal as well from Yamich. That's gone poorly. They're actually going to leave him to Whiteman to kill him. There's going to be Global Silence as GPK jumped over by Ana and finished off Topson with the kill as well onto Yamich, using an early point in Sunstrike to get the job done there. And that's just gone disastrously.
Yeah. Yeah. They tried. Like sometimes that Avalanche doesn't let you get BKB off quite that fast, but it's quite random. I've had times where I can't BKB at all, and sometimes the BKB goes off immediately, so he probably had to toss. Yeah. And they had to try to blow him up.
Guarantee the lockdown.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not what he did there, and now with Adesso online for PA, into the pit she goes. No need for a little bit of alacrity there to get the job done, but now bolstered by an Aegis. Ana is a real moving threat here on the map. You know, Ramses and GPK and even DM have done well to keep, you know, good farm. It's really just Kuku the one to suffer. It's merely, you know, in air quotes here, Pi, it's merely a 1k net worth lead for T1, but the game doesn't really feel like that, does it?
It feels very difficult.
They go. Oh, here's Ana. Okay, in they go and down he goes. Cuckoo even looking for a +1 onto Hakoda, who's out of mana, so he's been bullied out of the fight. Thompson, though, focused and killed off by Ramses and GPK, but Ana is going to strike back and get some vengeance there for his fallen teammate. Now, though, Ramses, can he get actually some damage in onto Ana? That becomes the question. The onslaught, though, from Zephyr is going to interrupt things, so Ramses, the BKB, is going to go ahead and fight on up. DM on top of the PA, gets the first life, and also cuts through Zephyr in one swift stroke.
Yes, BKB up now, though. Yeah.
And is going to use it, fighting into Ramses now. He's already cleared the Phantasm illusions. DM trapped inside the trees, going to go to a swift whirling death to get out of trouble. And a good hold, I want to say, from VP. I think that's a big move. They are going to lose the Lina towards the start of that fight, but they also equalize on the Aegis.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was good. They quickly picked off Thompson, and then he still had like a 10-second cooldown on his BKB on PA, so couldn't get anything done.
On the respawn, though, it's going to be VP who are unable to punish and get the second life, but we'll still be happy with that as we'll take another look at how that one kicked off. There's that alacrity we talked about. Unfortunately, the alacrity not put to best use. You can see by the time he jumps and gets the kill, it's still useful for the kill on the GPK, so
yeah.
I retract that statement.
And I'm curious here, because he comes in there with Primal, and I think either doesn't press BKB or the BKB is on Courier. Because like if he has BKB there, the fight is probably quite different.
Yeah, good scout, good scout. Zephyr now carrying the BKB in his active inventory, ready to be used. But T1, again, they're going to be sent back to their side of the map and looking for some farm. VP, though, definitely still acknowledging the team that they're playing against. GPK nor Hakoda showing on this wave. You can see how far GPK is farming from the trees with the Dragon Slave.
Yeah.
T1 now making some moves towards the top side of the map. VP, though, they've got some good ward coverage in this area. So they'll do well to stay out of the way of this.
But even though, like, VP haven't really done anything, but they have at least kept up in farm. So now they have 3 fat cores. Okay, Thompson. Ooh.
In fact, if you want to fight into this one, Thompson is going to reveal himself now onto the Tiny, keep that Blink Dagger on cooldown with Ana swiftly cutting him down here. It's going to be a buyback. So VP, they like the looks of this fight. Global as well is going to cancel Zephyr through his BKB, but broken and being scattered is DM. He does get the Lotus off to disply the break, but Ana is broken through the back lines. He is just free here. Ramses looking for a stun onto him, stacking the stunts very nicely, but it's not going to stop Ana. He's still going to make that jump in. DM needs a little bit more damage, and with the Whirling Death, gets the kill. Maybe Zephyr could be next, but the Sunstrike finds damage, and the healing cells not enough. A big play there, but it's DM who's going to chop through a second now, and he's out for blood. He wants Thompson, who initiated the fight with Ghostwalk, doesn't even have it invoked, quite confident in fighting versus this DM Timber, and for good reason. He's got Whitemon to back him up. Hakoda's got a TP away, and I think DM's going to do that as well to disengage from this fight. A 3 for 2, but a slightly better fight there for T1.
Yeah, you can see a little problem here for the PA when she runs out of BKB. They're quite lucky that they always manage. They're really fast at catching GPK. But I'm a little worried if GPK gets to live in these fights for like 30 more seconds, it could get quite difficult. So they gotta keep this up at killing him immediately when it shows.
Yeah. I mean, and credit to Ana as well, right? Like you're saying, they're just always being on the prowl, always ready. He's jumping in on the first person that's getting disabled, usually by Thompson, and then he's just kind of lingering in the area under Blur, daring Lina to show herself. And then you've got the Onslaught. I mean, it's some really good coordination here from T1. They're definitely on the same pages in these fights, but like you're saying, VP, they've got pretty good equal farm on all the cores. Cuckoo, you know, for all the auras that he's bringing right now and a little bit of burst heal, just simply isn't doing as much as he would have done with his last items games.
Yeah, no, for sure. So it'll be interesting. It's gonna come down to Roche is still far away, so we'll see what the teams cook up here in the meanwhile.
Ana as well going for, I think, a slightly more favored Phantom Strike cast range talent here at 15. They did make that adjustment and reduce the Blur Evasion talent that used to be on the 20 talent for the PA.
Yeah.
And that allowed her to fight really easily, especially if you didn't have any sort of mechanism at hitting her. The reason I bring this up is because Ramses is getting ready to adjust for this. He's got Mage Slayer, which builds into the Bloodthorn, and that'll allow him to get True Strike onto this Phantom Assassin if, you know, he's going to end up 1v1ing her.
Oh, they have this Tinker Ward. They see GPK. I wonder if they can catch her.
Thompson's already making haste towards that area. He's needed Cold Snap, EMP, Invoked, and there's the jump. Cuckoo as well from behind in case there were any reinforcements. Lina is going to activate that Flame Cloak. Pretty tanky, you know, from all the magic damage, we should say. That does give you some more resist, but surrounded by 3, she was going to be dead 10 out of 10 times there.
It's actually a little sloppy. You should be thinking about that word, but I mean, it's not totally expected.
Ramses? He's getting torn apart by
Oh
Ana right
my
now.
God.
There's going to be a stun. Kuku as well joining this fight. There's the global. Does allow Ramses to blink away with a good armlet toggle. And I think Zephyr, he might look for more. He's smoked up, and the rest of T1 not too far behind him. As Yamech is going to be on the cliff here, breaking smokes. Counter initiation is good, but Zephyr still goes off the BKB. He's pulverizing here now around Yamech for the kill. Sunstrike was searching, I think, for Ramses. I'm not sure, but it wasn't on the mark. Okay, Thompson's already hit a great one this game. We still have one for the highlights.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah, really good for them. I mean, that's just a very fortunate kill you get there on the Lina, sitting under a ward for 1 minute.
Just trying to push out those waves.
Yeah.
T1, yeah, if not for the Tinker, I mean, the Tinker ward just shows that they're aware of this play that Lina has to make, right?
Yeah.
They're just a step ahead. They know where she wants to be playing around on the map, and if it wasn't for the Tinker ward, it seems like T1 definitely would have made a play there at some stage to just camp a wave and, you know, get ready to jump her from fog. But
No,
she
it's
kind of-
very difficult to catch her though. Her flying around with her flame cloak and with Blink Dagger. So, I mean, that was just a very nice kill to get. A freebie,
gotta-
so to speak.
I've got to be honest with you, I haven't seen a ton of the magic damage Lina. I've seen plenty of Lina, especially in the first banning phase. But even the Linas that have snuck through, it's been mostly physical. So I'm really excited to see this you know, heavy magic commitment, especially so
Oh,
early.
catching Zephyr.
Yeah, it doesn't have BKB, and there's an acceptor for DM, so the double chakram here tearing right through him allows him to pick up that kill with ease. Kuku split pushing the top wave with a big wave as well here, actually supported even by the Forge Spirits, picks up a tier 2 tower.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little curious about this. He's going Skadi on PA. Can't be that bad. Like he wants the Lina not to be able to just run away when he's hitting her. Also reducing lifesteal and like regen on Timber, it's decent. I was thinking more maybe he would want to go Satanic here, but let's see. Maybe it's good.
I'm just looking at Silencer's items as well. Nothing too crazy, right? Just to go Scepter, Force Staff. Force Staff might be a big difference maker here against someone like a PA. Makes it quite easy to you know, kite him around, or kite around the PA that is. But even with the Blink Dagger, even with Flame Cloak and now Ag Scepter and Aether Lens, you know, Lina sometimes still getting found and jumped is, I have a feeling, not really the way that they expected this matchup to be going here so far.
Yeah, no, I mean, GPK has to be careful. Because I feel like if he can get to live through the BKB of PA, he can clean up like almost the entire fight.
Oh, Yamech, he's going to catch a glimpse of enemy heroes there on the cliff ward to the left. T1 are promptly going to know that it's smoked up. This smoke here timed with Roche. The VP know that they've got to fight into this one. Whitemon as well is going to make the jump, or he's going to be the one jumped, and with the Gluna Blade, he is killed off. Ramsey's dispelled of the break, so he gets lifesteal through this one, but they're onto Ana here. Oh, but the mech heal, Global Silence here prevents him from actually casting any spells. Really good cast there by Hakoda, and that's going to force T1 back. DM, oh, he's got the double chakram right on top of Ana, who has no BKB. They need a little bit more damage, and Ramses does not miss, gets the kill. Down to Kuku next from the high ground as well. It's GPK who claims it, stands his ground. That time, VP with a great cast there on the Global Silence are going to absolutely clean up. That's a boulder hurled out from Zephyr, but it's not going to change his fate. He is killed off. The good news for T1 is that Roche isn't up, but GPK lives through a fight, and look at the difference it made.
Yeah, I mean, it is also, they were walking up the death ramp. Like when they remade this map, right? And you saw like this new dire ramp. It's definitely the scariest part of the map to walk up on. And yeah, they kind of just got stuck down there, silenced. Like a bunch of sheep.
Oh, okay, now what a stun though. I mean, Thompson's invis, and GPK is just going to simply fly away. But good prediction there, at least putting the fear of God into Thompson.
Yep. No, this global is quite a problem. Like if the silencer gets to chill and just watch this PA, globaling after he BKBs is pretty huge.
Yeah, he's caught Zephyr with it once as well, right? Which actually instantly interrupted a pulverize. Oh, this could be big. There's a DD in the river, and Roche is up in 20.
Yeah, oh, it's huge.
We're taking a look at that last fight, but you can see them just scattering away, trying to survive. Not even the ice wall is going to be able to save the PA there. But yeah, I mean, this ramp is super scary, right? Especially with the ward that VP had and the angle of approach that T1 ended up taking. They just get completely caught, basically up the creek without a paddle.
No, so yeah. So basically, PA has to go before the global, before she BKBs. So she has to use Phantom Strike before she BKBs, basically. Which could be, it's not that easy. Especially since Whitemon, this is no puppy Ench, you know? Like, this Ench is level 11, 32 minutes in. He has okay items, but, like, it would be nice if he had at least level 2 untouchable.
Yeah.
So you could live a little more. Because he...
Or treads for some more damage. Oh, he's going to be absolutely, I mean, goodbye, deleted.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. And, well, he scouts the DD rune, which just expires there on Ramses. The Swift D-ward as well makes this area a bit harder to breach here for T1. They've got buyback on the hero. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's not a hero that's going to scale. Speaking of heroes that scale on supports, Silencer as well, much to the same regards, also went for the Arcane Boots, you know, not the Dragonlance style we used to see days ago. Very much a spellcaster, right? In fact, he's got the Refresher Orb in his quick buy. So that lets us know what he thinks about him going to right-clicker this game.
Yeah, I know, but his spells at least do stuff, you know? Enchantress spells, they don't really do anything. Unless you can at least live through the first burst. Like, you want to bait spells and stuff. That's what you want to do, but when your game is looking like this, you can't really do it. And he doesn't even have full points in impetus, right? So...
Yep.
Okay, he's manning up on the Roche. Interesting.
Yeah, BKB, Scotty, and Deso with 10 stacks of damage on it. There's a Wraith Pact ready to be used by Cuckoo. And it tops in with just a Blink Dagger as his new item. Has queued up the Scythe of Vice, however. Yep. Brutally interrupting this Roche attempt, as there's going to be a big rune. Thompson eager to snatch that one up immediately into the inventory and activated there the Arcane Rune. GP smoking around the side as DM's played plenty of Ags Lab. You're not going to catch him with that, Brock. So GPK leading the team, trying to maybe sneak across the river here.
Okay,
but jump on it of DM. He's just completely alone. There's going to be the global silence, but Anna this time, he's going to be able to dispel it. No targets to immediately jump on as Ramses is actually tearing through Cuckoo. The tornado is going to lift up onto only one. Ramses still alive, and from beyond the Roche pit, GPK with range nukes down Anna. No damage remaining for T1 in the fight. Now they're sent scattering here as DM on the chase with a double chakram doing so much damage. Zephyr slowed to a crawl. The toss there is going to be able to locate Whitemon. GPK blinking forward, sustains through the fight with enough mana. Thompson doing what he can here with a nice knockback there on the deafening blast and the meatballs, but DM's got an idea of where he's at.
Yeah, keeping him with the tiny two.
Continue to chase, and underneath a Sentry Ward, he will be the last to fall here, Pi. It's a full team wipe in exchange for Ramses, and Roche, half HP.
Yeah. No, I think he even blows the BKB there to kill the Timbersaw, but DM knows what's up. He saved buyback, buys back instantly, and even though like the VP don't get to initiate on the best target, like they kind of go on Furion. Like they just have too much damage, and with no BKB on PA, she just melts.
Yeah, well, look at it here, right? Yep. Like here, you see Global come out, but then BKB'd up immediately. That time they didn't mess up the combo. They didn't interrupt Pulverize, but it didn't matter. They're just onto Cuckoo. Anna jumps in, and Lina from beyond the pit, easy kill.
Yeah. Yeah, her BKB runs out there, and if Lina's not dead, she just dies immediately. It's hard.
Things are getting a little bit problematic for T1. You know, before that fight kicked off, I was going to ask you, like, with how impactful Global was in the fight previous to the one we just saw when they tried to run up the ramp that we've given the epithet Ramp of Death. You know, did T1 have to reconsider who they mainly jumped on? You know, did they have to refocus their efforts from nuking Lina first to maybe trying to force Silencer out of the fight? Is he also a consideration now?
Yeah, sure, but I kind of like their idea when you have a PA disfarm that, like, if someone is slightly out of position, you just kill him, and then you reset the fight. Unfortunately, VP were really fast. Like, that's why Ramses just went in right away. Like, he didn't want them to get away. So he just went on whatever target he could, so he went on a Furion. And they get the fight. Because both, when both PA and Primal use BKB there for a buyback hero, you have to kite the fight away. So I don't think their approach is that bad. Obviously, if you can kill the Lina, you do it, but if you get a free burst on a hero, I think you should do that too.
So warding coverage here for VP. Makes this a difficult approach now for T1, especially as they've lost the tier 1 tower, but they're holding some good cliffs themselves. And, you know, this Ench, you said her spells are a bit weak. She's doing what she can. She's a great smoke breaker, even at this phase of the game. Going for DM now, who did buy back. Lotus reflecting a couple of spells back towards Anna. Sunstrike as well into the Pulverize is going to secure the kill. But that's only his first life. He was holding the Aegis. Ramses as well hasn't really found the jump he's looking for. Stunned and now lifted by the Tornado of Thompson. VP are going to be sent retreating here. The siege at the tier 2 tower is going to not be too effective.
Yeah.
A good hold and really good patience there by Anna. But the ward mission here by Yamich might end up drawing them into a fight. Of course, DM unobstructed by those trees.
Yeah. I mean, at least Cuckoo is gonna hit level 20. I don't know, maybe... Okay, it doesn't really do that much this game, the Sprout Leash, so... Yeah, never mind.
Likely not. Likely not. GPK, by the way, hold it onto a gem. Going again for Refresher. Man, you weren't joking when you said that late game VP. They just like to get a bunch of green on the screen with those Refresher orbs. So that'll be the second one currently queued up for VP.
Yeah. And even Refresher without BKB on
Lena,
GPK, yeah.
Is there enough mana for this? Like, he's always exiting these fights with very little to low mana, which is why I posed the question.
I mean, if he has full mana, I think he can make these. Because if he just throws double Laguna on PA, I think she dies. So I guess that's what he's thinking about.
Good point. It's plenty of damage. Yeah, let's Spell Imp as well. And eventually, I mean, almost level 25 already, by the way. So Pure and Pierce's BKB is likely to be the talent choice here for GPK. That's a pretty big point. You're right, actually, with the refresh.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, I don't know how you live, actually.
I used to know the old damage numbers back when that used to be the Ags with Kaya build, but now with the 30% in there, I'm not going to go ahead and venture that live on stream.
I mean, I would imagine it's between like 2.8 to 3.2k pure damage.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right to me. I think the old numbers used to be like 2400 with like the fairly standard build-up you would go for, but yeah, it's got to be way more now with that 30% when you have the active on Flame Cloak. And not to mention, you know, yeah, sure, we're looking for double Laguna Blade, obviously, but you also can refresh and cast another Flame Cloak, which gives you so much mobility. Makes it a lot easier to kite around the Topson and Ana in these fights.
Okay, T1 hitting the high ground a little bit, just with the creeps though.
Yeah, but GPK wants level 25. See him just chilling, farming underneath his wards. Not close.
They're getting the tower. This stupid troll.
Finally, they'll clear the creeps off. Oops, that's not the right consumable Yamich. That's okay. Maybe he thought it was a smoke. I'm not too sure. But they have swapped the gem. It's they passed it like a little hot potato here. GPK has bought out now for Refresher, just shy here on 25. Oh, he's sitting in Fountain. He's gonna buy the tome, and that might give him 25. It does.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's ready.
I'm sure you and I, as position 5 players, have our thoughts on Cores eating the 40-minute tome, but I think we'll be willing to give it a pass this time around.
That one is okay. It's the first tome is the one that's not okay.
One's unforgivable. BOT's up now on the Lena, so she can safely push out these lanes and join the team as needed. And top lane seems to be the move for her now, moving around the map quite sneakily with her. She's actually going to go for the kill onto Ana. Deleted and a blink out. Gone like a whisper in the night is GPK. An easy kill for him.
Oh my. Dude, this is actually his style, because he loves playing Shadow Fiend with Refresher, Arcane Blink. Yeah, he just wants to do, like, play one-on-one. That's what he wants to do.
By the way, this Swedish maths, very pog. You are right on the money. 2,800 damage, 1417 being done by each instance of Laguna Blade. Is 4,000 damage done from the trees onto Ana in less than 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's a lot.
3,000 damage in less than 2 seconds, pardon me. That's a lot of damage.
No, you're definitely just dying. So, yeah, the game is... it's way more difficult to play now. Especially for Ana. Like, the second he shows, he knows that just gonna blink in Laguna.
And BKB is just not gonna save him here, you know? Do we have reality with Pierce's spell immunity? We do, right? So, like, he's not even the safest from this, to be quite honest.
Yeah. No, he needs... What does he need? He needs, like, Satanic and Lincolns, right? So, like, he can eat maybe one Laguna, then lifesteal up a bit. But it's still difficult.
And he's going to need a little bit of support as well from his team. And there's a sheep stick up on Topson, so there could be some really big jumps as well. You have 2 heroes that can quickly jump and disable now onto either the Silencer or GPK Lena. And at the very least, the good news, right, for Ana especially, is that even though you did have to sit there for 90 seconds, GPK can't quite do that so quickly, right? This cooldown on Refresher has been pretty continuously nerfed up to 90 seconds. He has to keep it in his inventory. Stuff like that are going to at least reduce the downtime of this. But given the fact that they're going to be fighting for next Roche, might not really affect GPK all that much. You can see he's right back to business.
I know, right?
He's on the hunt yet again in this top lane.
No, so like Ana definitely cannot carry this game alone anymore. He needs someone to... Maybe if Topson can land some nice spells, perhaps. Get a Hex before they BKB.
Yep. That could be the difference maker here. We'll have to see. There's a smoke plate from VP. It's 30 seconds before the Roshan respawn window. Cuckoo is currently shoving in bottom. They see him as well on a Tinker Ward here, and VP having demolished the tier 2 tower. They're taking a sneaky route around here, Pi. They might be able to get in, and onto the backlines. Onto Zephyr they go. The BKB toss as Ramses is going to tear right through this Enchantress. Zephyr lasting a bit longer here, as is the Sench actually, as well as with this Wraith Pact and the mech. They're turning to fight. Ramses, he's completely stuck inside of the Sprout. BKB already used. There's going to be the Pulverize, interrupted by the Global. GPK trying to run, but Cold Snap is absolutely destroying him. Thompson blinking forward, gets the kill, but Ramses looking to avenge his comrade, is going to get the job done. They cut through Ana as well.
Yeah, Ana died early in the fight. He got found in Laguna immediately. Otherwise,
no buyback either.
Yeah. Oh, but Cuckoo doing some work right here.
Yeah.
Thompson buying back.
Onto Cuckoo. There's going to be some Power Rangers TPs. The Tornado's a bit too early, unfortunately, as Thompson doing what he can to try and save his ally. Unfortunately, Cuckoo will fall. A couple buybacks as well. Thompson bought back because we couldn't afford to do much more there than he already did. It was a very risky play TPing in after he bought back.
No, you're right. So Whitemon lived longer than they expected, and but DM was smart. Like, he found Ana. He broke his smoke. What is it called? That third skill, blur. He broke his blur, and then, you know, Laguna Refresher comes in and just cleans him up.
Oh no, Blinken, you missed it. I was looking at the supports living longer than normal, but...
No, he died really fast.
Yeah, and he hasn't had enough space. Well, he hasn't had enough time, let alone the space, importantly, right, to be able to get through there. DM doing a lot of work as well in this Death Summer. Yes, the one Laguna Blade obviously nuking him down to about half HP, but that's just as much damage done by DM in that same second. So really good work there, prioritizing and getting on top of the hard carry. And that's going to leave TM, of course, short-handed for this Roche fight. Thompson can do what he can, but he can't afford to be that risky. He doesn't have buyback. Even if he snatches Aegis here, they kill him, and that's a win condition for VP.
Yeah. No, you just have to play on the back foot now. You're 15k gold down. You do have a Phantom Assassin, one of the better heroes to get Divine Rapier on, so perhaps you can think about that. Otherwise, even without Divine Rapier, if you get the lucky crits, you can kill anyone in a second, so... you do have a Phantom Assassin, one of the better heroes to get Divine Rapier on, so perhaps you can think about that. Otherwise, even without Divine Rapier, if you get the lucky crits, you can kill anyone in a second, so...
Yeah, wow, you're just so fast. Max move speed now from Lina. With the... And of course, unobstructed pathing with Flame Cloak means that she's genuinely very hard to catch.
Thompson, though.
Okay, doesn't seem to be quite able to catch her. Not carrying dust, of course, at this stage of the game. Could have been an opportunity.
Yeah, it was close.
Nicely avoided by GPK. Now, Whitemon is holding on to a Lotus as well. It was instrumental in helping him live longer.
They want to
stick. They're opening up the fight. Ramsey's up to level 25. He's right on top of Cuckoo, and DM's even lived through this as GPK looking to kick off this fight, trying to burst through at least Zephyr, but hasn't been able to do it. He refreshed as well for that. Cuckoo looks like he's going to be the first to drop, but in goes Ana. He's going to be able to break up Ramses, but he's BKB'd, and now he silences the Global, perfectly executed, but he's still going to be able to fight through Ramses all the same. Another Sheepstick here onto DM as Ana looks to Phantom Strike away. Zephyr now counter-engaging alongside Whitemon as VP stuck crawling through the ice wall, but they managed to get on top of Thompson, and Ramses tears him apart before he blinks on over to the trees. Ana's the only one left alive, but he's completely alone here as VP, they persist and they clean up 4.
Yeah. Now you can just see how Ana plays these fights. Like, he's so scared. So he's waiting a long time, and then eventually goes in, has to use the BKB. They get the Aegis, but then the second the BKB runs out, he's out of there. He does not dare to fight.
Yeah. And look for Lina in this fight. Lina's even, you know, committing her spells there onto Zephyr, and it's just not enough. He's so tanky. You can see how big of a difference that makes depending on who you target. I thought maybe because they had used double Laguna, maybe Ana would be a little bit more eager to join this fight, but I agree with you, it's just a risk he can't take.
Yeah, I mean, he was honestly waiting for GPK to mess up there and show himself, but GPK was just standing in the back, and then he didn't find the target he wanted to go for. He probably had to go in earlier, like maybe hope he crits a bit on DM there, or maybe kill the silencer, but it's not easy. It's not easy to fight.
And then Qualifier is going to feel like a priority right now. Whoa, GPK. Oh, they're just right on in. Ana, he's already backing up. Laguna Blade from the trees. Down goes Whitemon. And GPK, he's out just like that, man.
Yeah.
Some surgical strike from this magic damage Lina.
Yeah, he has a Octarine now, so like everything happens more and more and more.
all 3 lanes shoving in as well. Ramses, he makes the jump onto the eliminating with Sabodana actually going right back on in. The damage, the break, not good enough. Ramses even gets saved here by the E-Blade of Tiny, and that causes Zephyr to kind of get kited out. He's going to go for the pulverize, instantly interrupted as Ana getting 4-staffed away from all these enemies. 2 heroes dead already, but they both got buyback. Thompson's back in 20, Bakuku dead for 50. It's going to be a left on the sidelines here. Ramses on just about no HP. He's playing just with what Armlet can give him. He's going to make the jump back onto Whiteman, finds a stun, and that's going to set up, oh, not quite for the kill, but the Avatos onto 2. Look at the setup. It's a thing of beauty.
Oh,
the double
wow.
Laguna as well. GPK cleaning up after a beautiful jump in from Yamich. He eventually will fall to the towers, but his job done. He can certainly rest in peace as Ana's now dead for 90. Ramsey still living through the initiation of Thompson, finds himself on the retreat. His BKB ends perfectly timed by GPK. Another kill there, and that's going to be Whiteman to fall to boot. All 5 dead. T1 will strike the colors as VP end their group stage here on a draw. Well done to them.
Yeah. Quite a cool game. Learned a lot. The DM Timbersaw and GPK Lina, definitely very well practiced heroes. Like they've done, they've played these heroes before. You can see that, and quite cool. Quite cool what they did.
Yeah, I agree. I think, especially after game 1, I was expecting a little bit more of that early aggression out from T1. And when that didn't come, you know, the VP strategy, maybe they adjusted to it or just kind of had this plan from the get-go, as they tend to like to farm for a late game anyway. Their strategy of just everyone farm and DM being basically uncontested the entire, not the entire game, but certainly the first 15, 20 minutes, you know, really gave them so much space. It just felt like they were fighting into too much net worth towards the end of this.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like T1 could have won this game. Probably what they needed was they needed to... I think they lost their ages a bit too easily. Because however you shake it, like it's just going to turn up to be Ana versus 5. And they needed to do it a little better. Like probably he needed Satanic instead of the Scotty.
This fight was big too here, right, in the highlights.
Yeah,
How did this change the course of the game? Like this DM buyback and then of course them sealing the Roche.
Yeah, here the game was already a little more difficult for them. And it really showed that P just couldn't fight anymore. Like the second her BKB was out, she just died.
That's even pre-refresher on Lina, right? I don't know if there's going to be a
no, she
of,
only had Blink Dagger, Etherlens, Axe, I think.
Yeah, and she had to even wait for BKB to end to deal out the damage. Just wait till she gets that level 25, and we'll see that replay with PA simply just being smited. This was one of the later team fights as well.
Desperado fight there.
You can just see, like you